Right, I'm doing another video. I advise first time dog owners or ones with children and things like that. I will always advise start off with a little dog first. And the reason I say this is because if you don't get the training right, or you get rid of it, or you cock it up, or you no longer want it, or whatever, it's better off. It should be first time dog, get a little dog if you're gonna get one. Never start off straight in with a big dog, because if you cock up a big dog and then you get rid of it or whatever reasons, or you cock it up, then big dogs, when it comes to going in the pounds, they take up more space. If this is gonna happen, yeah, well, it does happen, but you know what I mean. But also, if you start off with a little dog, they're going to take up less space to a degree in dog pounds. But yeah, I will also advise when you get dogs, I would advise get one cat because it helps with their training. It's good as a companion for them. Also, cats can be a bit feisty and they can put dogs in their place when needed, right? But you've also got to remember that cats and dogs, they do go well together. But also, if you've got children that are tormentors or they provoke and stuff like that, I would advise do not get a small dog, do not get a big dog. I would say get a cat because cats like to be tormented with their toys and stuff like that. And it's all part of their prey when they catch mice or things. So I'd advise you to get cats, not dogs, right? But if you are insistent in getting dogs, I would much rather you start off with little dogs, because then you imagine if you cock it up or whatever reason, a little dog will be not as as a big dog, you know. But once you get more advanced and you pass all them things with little dogs as first time dog handlers or having them as pets or whatever, then go for a big dog, yeah, down the line. But yeah, I can't emphasize that enough as well. If you're going to be first time dogs, then start off with little dogs with your kids and stuff like that. And if they get really into it and the training and all that, or having as pets, then go for big dogs. Um, but yeah, I would advise always get a cat with your dog. I would never advise first time dog handlers or owners to get two dogs, right? Start off with one. And the reason I say that is because if you can't train one as your first dog, first pet, then why on earth would you get two, right? But if you can train one and you do good with one, then get another dog. Yeah? That's if you want to. But I'll do one at a time. Work with one first before you get another. Yeah? But I would advise if you want to get a companion for your one dog, your little dog, then obviously then get yourself a cat because they make great companions for dogs. It's good for their training, and they do get on. Yeah, but that would be my advice. Um, but yeah, like I say, if you've got kids that are tormentors or provocative or anything like that, don't buy no dogs. Don't buy no dogs until they get much older in age and they mature a bit and they outgrow being tormentors or provoking and stuff like that. I just wouldn't buy dogs at all in the household. Then just get them cats, okay? Um, but yeah, big dogs, that's something that you should, down the line, if you do good with a little dog, then get a big dog later on down the line. I mean, I remember, my first dog was a rescue dog, Trixie. Never forget her. She was a Papillon, and I tell you, that dog loved me. She had a lot of problems. She had breast cancer. She had a floating jaw. She had skin complaint. She had to have teeth pulled out. She had a little bit of blindness in the eye, but not too much. And then she had some leg problems and stuff. But she was a rescue dog, and it's a long story. But my friend had a little dog, and her and her mum was taking their dog to the vet. And then there was this person that had my dog, that was the original owner, and they couldn't afford to get the treatment done and everything, and there was lots of things that needed to be done. And obviously Trixie was a Papillon, and you could tell she was used for show dog, because she used to prance on her feet and walk very elegantly. You could also tell that she'd been bred with more than once because of her boobs. But unfortunately, the past owners didn't want to pay, or they either didn't want to pay or they didn't have the money, and they was going to have her put to sleep because they couldn't get the things fixed. Well, my mate and her mum, that was in the vets at the time, who were taking their dog in to get it, treatment and stuff, they overheard what happened, and they said, could I ask you a question? If you're going to hand your dog over or put it to sleep because you can't get the things done that needs to be done, can we take the dog off your hands, and we'll get it all sorted? And the original owner said, yeah, okay. I'd much, like, in other words, much rather that than have the dog put to sleep. So then my mate and mum came home with not just their dog, they came home with the rescue dog as well, So then I went round to see my mate, and apparently the neighbour ended up having a dog, and they turned around and they said, like, oh, trying to find a home for it and everything. So then I said to, like, my mate, well, what if I ask my parents if I can have her, like, as my first dog, And one thing went from another, and we had a chat with my parents and that. And apparently my mate wanted to keep the dog, but her family said no. So then my other friend spoke to her mum and said, like, oh, can we have the dog or whatever? And she said no, because they all had their dogs already and didn't want any more. So they was trying to find a home. Anyway, I spoke to my parents. I said, like, about the dog. And my mum and dad said, yeah, all right, we'll take the dog, like, let them know. And then I said to, like, my other friend and then their friend and so forth. And I said, like, you can see the dog whenever you like, and I'll give you updates and stuff. And anyways, took Trixie home, my little Papillon, my first little dog, and loved her to bits. And my mum says, because I had cheesy feet when I was younger, that's why she used to follow me everywhere. She loved the smell of my feet. I don't know if that was true or not. Thinking back on it, it might have been, but I don't know, right? I just think she loved me anyways, because I spent all the time with her, like cuddling up and doing bits and bobs and training her. And anyway, so we got all them things sorted out. We got a spade, we got the breast cancer sorted, floating jaw, mouldy teeth, skin complaint, legs and eyes, We had all the checks, got all the things done, and ended up having our little rescue Trixie, Papillon. We had her for amazing 6 years. I mean, she was already old when we got her, but we had her amazing 6 years. I will never forget her. We even built a little dog flap in my bedroom door so that she could go in and out of the garden and come back to bed. And I'll never forget in her older days. I mean, obviously she used to sleep in my bed and jump up. And in her older days, she got too old to jump up. So then I used to pick her up, put her on my bed. And then eventually when she got a bit too old, then I used to sleep like next to my bed and put my bed stuff on the floor, and we'd sleep down low. But yeah, so that's another true story, that. But anyway, yeah, anyways, going off subject again. But yeah. Anyways, right, I'm going, because otherwise I'll be chatting more about other things. But yeah, I would advise first time dog handlers or owners, start off with little dogs first, and then if you get good at it, or then down the line as your next dog, get a medium dog or a big dog then, and always get a cat, because having a cat with a dog, it's very good for training, it's good for companions. And remember, cats are a little bit indifferent because they can go and entertain themselves as well as come and play with your dog or you or whatever, and they're quite happy to go on a litter tray or go out. But you can actually train your cats up like a dog and put them on a lead and take them out. And you could even take the cat and the dog out together, you know. But anyways, well, I'm off out of here. Right,